He's
I
like what's that one meme where you have like that like fucking Bugatti parked outside a trailer home? That's so
yeah,
colorful
that's
on this
him.
O line, except not really a fucking Bugatti, more like a fucking
It's like a Camry.
it can't.
It's like I guess like
Yo, what is going on, Steelers Nation? We are back with another episode of the Steel Factory podcast. I think this is episode 205. I'm joined with my co-host.
what up?
What's up?
And today we're just going to go through the Jacksonville Jaguars game for preseason week 2. And then we'll get in through other stuff that happened throughout the week during training camp. So quick rundown of the game. Mitch Trubisky got the start again, went 5 for 8 for 60 yards. Did a lot of scrambling as well, just in the pocket. Was basically fighting for his life. I think he played 3 series, and then in came Kenny Pickett, our Lord and Savior. He went 6 for 7, the incompletion being a spike, and he threw a touchdown at the end of the first half. Led an awesome 2-minute drill. And then to start the second half, Mason Rudolph came in, went 17 for 21, 127 yards, and 1 touchdown. He played the entire second half. And yeah, that's really it for the quarterbacks. What are your overall thoughts, guys?
I think Pickett looked like the best quarterback of the day, honestly. Trubisky 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 looked super well, he just couldn't move the ball at all. He just couldn't move the ball at all against the Jaguar line. Like he was scrambling a lot, and you could tell he was having a ton of trouble. Whereas Pickett came in, he looked a lot more composed. He had some really nice passes, and it just seemed like we had the offense going when he was out there. Now it's tough to say whether like the Jaguars defense was playing, second and third stringers when Pickett was out there.
I don't think so,
whatever.
actually. I don't know for sure, but assuming because Lawrence played the whole first half, I'm assuming the whole defense did. I mean, there may be a couple guys that they're missing. That's just because you don't start like veterans at all in the preseason like we did. But I think most of their players or their would-be starters were in at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, aside from that, like I don't see a reason where like Trubisky is better than Pickett this game. Like I don't think there's an argument for it at all. I think Pickett just looked hands down the cleanest QB we had today or yesterday.
Okay, I dropped my controller. Oh, Chewy. Did I kick the fucking wire down on accident?
I thought Kenny Pickett had some crazy throws that went to Fryermuth when he
Oh, it was a
layered
beauty.
over.
That was beautiful.
He had Deontay on stride, like the play right before that,
the
too.
slant before, and the called back touchdown, he put the ball exactly where it needed to
That
be.
was on the money.
I was really impressed.
Dude, his only incompletion was the fucking
spike,
yeah.
dude. I mean, one thing though, the offense did look a little messy when he came in. That first series where they went 3 and out, there was like a handful of penalties and also like an illegal motion where he motioned 2 guys at once. I'm pretty sure just some miscommunication. Was it like Olszewski and Claypool? That looked messy. I was kind of yelling at the TV saying, Kenny, what the fuck? Get a grip on the offense, man. Because that's like the main thing. You want it to be run the offense. And when something stupid like that happens, just you kind of put it on the quarterback.
He called a motion and they both did it, so he was calling the right motion.
I guess, yeah. We'll see. And then, speaking of penalties, that O-line.
Trash.
Who wants to get into how terrible that looked?
The entire left side of the O-line was terrible. Trubisky could not do anything because Dan Moore kept getting mollywopped. Kendrick Green just let people get right past him. I think once Dotson got in there, it was getting a little bit better, but I'm not.
Let me read those PFF comparisons. I know we like to say PFF is full of shit, but like when the numbers are this like, is sparse the right word?
When it confirms my narrative,
yeah. When it goes with what I want to believe. When you got Kevin Dotson with an 82.6 and Kendrick Green with a 26.5,
bruh.
That clip, oh my god, Kendrick Green just lets anyone
Some
go
of the
past
clips I was seeing on Twitter are actually laughable. It's like, this guy is on my O-line?
Kendrick the turnstile Green.
Yeah, I don't know why he was starting over Dotson to begin with.
I think this would be clear-cut Dotson if he wasn't going through an injury. Like, honestly, so. I think Dotson has the potential to be a top 5 guard if he plays a full year, especially going into his 3rd season now and he's seen a handful of game starts. I don't know, man. This shouldn't be a competition. I think Dotson should have the left guard spot on lock, but even then it's like is there not a single position on this O line that you wouldn't change if you like?
Do we still have 14 million?
I think it's 10 million now. Is it 10 or 14?
I don't know who's available. There.
Can we make some moves?
Oh, Corfor has actually looked good.
Okorafor, he looks like the shining gem on that O line. He's like what's that one meme where you have like that like fucking Bugatti parked outside a trailer home? That's Okorafor on this O line, except not really a fucking Bugatti, more like a fucking.
It's like a Camry.
A Camry.
It's like I guess like
like a 2019 Camry, huh?
They used Camry, yeah.
Yeah, foo. But yeah,
hey, those are COVID miles, dude. No one was.
But dude, like this O line, this needs reshaping. I don't know what you could do. Let's just say into
we
the
fucking
year.
called this shit, dude.
What, Kenny being the best QB in the fucking game right now?
Well, but like we also called it back in our draft, like in our draft predictions and stuff, or like our free agency predictions.
We needed to sign O line.
Yeah,
and it wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Mason Cole? Actually, James Daniels has turned out to be a severe disappointment. I've read. Doesn't look that good. He was supposed to at least be a good veteran presence, and it's just not there. I mean, is he an upgrade over Trey Turner? Trey Turner played each game last year and was average at best. But then you bring in him and you thought he would be better, and he's not better, at least so far in the preseason. And I saw a hot take, and I don't think it's that hot anymore. I think you let this starting O-line play as much as possible in this, at least this. I mean, we only have one game left now. You let them play as much as possible to get whatever chemistry they could possibly build at this point, because losing any of them won't be that much of a flaw, or what the fuck? I don't know.
There's no
losing any of them won't be that much of a drop down. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to lose any guys on this O line. Maybe Chucks or Chooks, but it's like
not a bad idea.
Let them get as much burn as possible. Like Kendra Green, I don't know what you could salvage from him.
Who's our week 1 game?
Bengals.
Fuck.
This is why everyone is saying you can't start Kenny, because this O-line is terrible. How about Mike Hilton? Did y'all see this? Fuck, I don't know if I shared this with you guys. So some guy tweeted out letting Kenny start week 1 against the Bengals would be a great thing, a great way to ruin his confidence. And Mike Hilton liked that tweet. Could you believe this fucking guy? The Steelers gave him the biggest opportunity of his life, being undrafted, and this is how he's treating us, guys.
We fucking made Mike Hilton, dude.
Yeah, and then we gave his money to fucking Zach Banner.
I'd be salty about that though. I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, we made him, but we did him dirty too.
Yeah, we messed up on that one.
But like, we talked about all the reports though. We've seen like the Pat McAfee show. We've seen Adam Schefter. We've seen Colin Cowherd, basically saying, Chris Sims, Pickett is your guy. You have the future here in Pittsburgh. You just don't know when to start him because this O-line is bad and you don't want him to get hurt. And then there's also other people saying that maybe you do keep Mason Rudolph because you might end up cycling through all these quarterbacks because this line is just going to let these guys get injured. Is that a hot take?
I don't think it's that bad of a take. I mean, next year will Mitch be on the team to be the backup? I don't think so.
You think we get rid of Mitch after 1 year? Or we
I
trade
think if
him?
he doesn't play, he's going to ask us to not pick up his contract and we'll let him walk.
Shoot. That'd be something, huh?
I think, I mean, at the rate, just like the way the QBs are playing, I think Pickett takes it at least a month in, you know? Like if we're 1-3, I don't see a world where Pickett doesn't start game 5.
That's the thing though, especially with the Deshaun Watson suspension clear now. Like besides the first 2 games, this first month is not that bad anymore. And I don't even know if you want to call the Patriots a tough game, especially when we're at home for the home opener.
That Bills Buccaneers.
But as soon as you get to that Bills Buccaneers, I mean, I think it would be smart to have Kenny have a couple starts going into those games, guys.
Yeah, I guess. But then at that point, you just start in week 1.
Exactly. So why not? Like, where do you go? Like, how do you manage this? I am so glad we have a brilliant coach like Mike Tomlin to handle the situation.
Didn't someone ask Mike Tomlin if there was gonna be some shuffling around in the QB room or something?
Yeah, they said they were like, okay, yeah, we still got some shuffling to do with the roster. This remaining time of camp, and that includes quarterback. And I think it'll really speak volume who comes out to start this last preseason game against the Lions. I'm glad it's at home again too. We could have the crowd rally behind Kenny when he does come in. If it's a start, imagine. I don't know, man. If Trubisky, I don't know how do you put this? Like, if Kenny's your week 1 starter, regardless, he's still gonna play in the preseason game because he's a rookie. But also too, it's like if he starts it and Trubisky plays, the depth chart's like shuffled already, right?
Yeah, I think Trubisky's gonna start this preseason game.
He has to, right?
Yeah, I think he has to.
How about how we only saw Trubisky play 3 series and Kenny only played 2?
I didn't like that at all. I turned on my TV after halftime. Oh, I turned it off right when I saw Mason coming in.
Oh yeah, I was so bummed out.
What do you guys think that means though?
I think they've seen enough.
They've seen enough, huh? Tomlin didn't need to see any more Kenny after he ran us down for a touchdown at the end of the first half. Like, Trubisky played more. Like, that just shows you that Tomlin wanted to see more out of Trubisky, and he wanted to get Kenny in no matter what in the first half because he was gonna play varsity teams or varsity players. Yeah, man. I mean, also one thing too is we didn't really possess the ball that well in the first half. I mean, you could point that on Trubisky too. I know Boswell did miss a field goal though. He did take us down in field goal range, but even then, it was a long field goal. Trubisky couldn't even get us that close. But yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like it's way more up in the air now than it was a week ago, and way more so than before the first preseason game.
Yeah, everything that's happened is kind of edging up on best case scenario for Kenny.
Kenny, it's all coming up, Kenny.
Oh,
he just made some really nice throws that I was not expecting.
I think he did more to. I think exactly what we were looking for, and how you wanted him to build on that. Nothing really downfield yet. Nothing really playbook opening yet. But he was making passes over the middle that we weren't really seeing in the first game. And honestly, I'll be real, man. He's making all his reads look like it's a simple check down. He looks like Tom Brady in like 2016 carving up our zone when he's out there. Is that a hot take?
I think Brady I think Prime Brady, has the essence of Pickett. He's not
Fryermuth kind of looked like Gronk out there.
Oh, for sure.
I think Fryermuth's going to be a fucking animal in the NFL, dude.
Yeah, now that he has a guy like Kenny around him.
I think I copped his jersey.
I copped.
You did, Trey?
Yeah. Did you?
Oh my god! I thought you were bullshitting in the chat. No,
I'm pretty sure I copped.
Fryermuth is gonna be an All-Pro, and it might not be.
I don't know. All-Pros
that far along
for tight end. There's only 2 All-Pros, right?
Yeah. What? Kelsey's a lock this year.
Kelsey and Kittle.
Oh yeah, that's it.
He just has to be one of them, right?
I think he's a top 5 talent at tight end already.
I'll take a Pro Bowl tight end.
That is a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, easy.
No, but honestly, it's just hard because you don't know what there is on that O-line yet. I say you let him play a whole another half, and if someone like Dan Moore gets injured, then John the Glue isn't that much of a step down.
Dan Moore is just not. I'm not worried about him getting injured at all.
I mean, I think the only argument for Trubisky going forward is like let him take all the hits, dude.
That's another thing too. It's like Trubisky hasn't done anything to bring his stock down. He just hasn't done anything to keep his stock above Pickett. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, I think that's just the best way to put it. Like, yeah, he couldn't do shit around that O-line, and that's a valid excuse or valid reason. But the fact that Kenny marched that same O-line down the field and his second drive with 1 minute on the clock too. That was a 1 minute. There was 1 minute when they got the ball back, right? I believe. I
was disappointed when he would get out of the pocket, Trubisky, and he'd make some crazy moves in the pocket to get out of there, but then there'd be nothing after.
Yeah, and that's something too. Like, and he stood in there and he made those throws. That throw to Fryermuth, he took a shot, and we didn't even need to see him use his legs as much. Like, we know Kenny's really athletic. We know he can move around. We know he can run with the ball. but he didn't need to do any of that too, which is something I realized shortly after the game. I don't know. I think if you're Tomlin though, you let Trubisky start and you see what he does without Najee, without Fryermuth, without Claypool, without Deontay this last game. I think maybe Najee wants to get some burn in though before the actual season. So we'll see how he goes. I know he has been dealing with an injury, but you keep the starting O line out there. You let Trubisky start again, and then you let Kenny get behind the starting O line. I think it's the same rotation as
do we see
this past week.
The fourth string come in? Chris Oladuke?
I would hope so. I think for sure you do if Trubisky doesn't play.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If Trubisky doesn't pay, does it basically just lock him in as a starter?
I would think so.
Unless Kenny just goes crazy.
Unless Kenny throws like three touchdowns in the first quarter, then it's like, oh shit.
I don't even think he'll get that many drives. That'd be sick.
I think Kenny gets like max 2 drives. If he gets 2 touchdowns, it's over. Like, you're out.
I think too, another reason why Tomlin took out Kenny is because he saw what he needed to see already against second teamers and third teamers in the first game. He wanted to see him against first teamers in the second game, and he saw him score on that one drive. So I don't think there's much left for Tomlin to see other than him getting more action against first teamers. So it's like you don't put him in it at this point past the first half.
Yeah.
I'm just excited, man. Go ahead.
What do you think of my comparison for Kenny Pickett? I think he's a more athletic Mac Jones.
I feel like I just haven't seen enough of Mac Jones. You know
I can't say enough.
The way he was like the throws that he would make last year as a rookie reminded me a lot of what Kenny was doing on Saturday.
That's true, but at the same time too, the playbook isn't opened yet. After the first game, they said we didn't run anything we didn't run last year. Or is that how it goes? Did I say that right?
Last week?
I don't know.
Last week, I think Canada said that. Oh yeah, the whole playbook was basically the same as last year. We didn't do anything new.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like the type of throws that he was making was similar to Mac.
I would say. I mean, I don't know, man.
Mac Jones is good.
Mac Jones is good, yeah, but
and he's more athletic. So I'm saying like that could be like a top 10 quarterback.
I don't know. Just the word is just Kenny has it, dude.
He's clutch.
And he has it. That's what Twitter was saying as soon as he let him down for that touchdown. He has it, man. We got ourselves a guy. And
player.
I think at this point is like how soon does he play? And do you feel bad at all not giving Trubisky start? And I guess that's what the main thing is at this point. It's like you gave Trubisky basically the pass to be a starter, but like what has he done besides I guess leading to the Bears to the playoffs a couple times is a valid reason. But so far his time in Pittsburgh, what has he done to keep that spot? And it was really disappointing seeing his performance between the first game going into the second game. And I don't know, Kenny just looks like he's the guy.
I think I mean, first of all, I don't think like you give Trubisky the starting spot just because you feel bad. I mean, everything in the NFL like is earned, especially with Tomlin. I think the second he goes under 500, like if we're 2-3, I think he's just on a super short leash.
And that leash can be one half, honestly. With Trubisky throws 2 picks in the first half of that week 1 game against the Bengals, Kenny's coming in, dude. That's what I think. Yeah. I don't think the leash is short. It's a centimeter. it's shorter than short. I don't think that leash has any length.
If Trubisky comes out and he looks below average, I think it's over. It's over.
I think it'll say a lot like the plays that we're running as well. Are we going to be willing to take shots like down the middle of the field? We're going to be able to tell right away if we trust Trubisky.
We have the weapons to do it too. That's what's crazy. I just don't know.
We have the time? the time.
We honestly, is this a debate though right now? If our O-line was not so shit as it looked this past week, is it even a debate to let Kenny play week 1? Or is that the only reason why we're scared to put him out there? For his own sake.
Yeah, I don't. You don't want your first round quarterback to just get beat up.
I think the Bengals are gonna shit on us. I think we take an L that first game. I haven't
matter what?
looked into their
No matter what.
I mean, I haven't looked into how good their defense is. I haven't looked into how good their D line is, and I don't have enough confidence to say that they're just gonna run over our line.
They
But
blew us
I
out of the
don't
water
see us.
twice
You
last
guys
year.
want to get into how terrible the run defense looked again? You guys want to get into that yet?
No, I've had enough of Devin Bush and his awful play, dude.
His attitude as well.
There's actually some people that are like, he's doing what he's supposed to do, but it's like,
Is he?
okay, you're a middle linebacker. Where are your tackles? Are you
He's doing
shooting
what
the
he's
gap?
supposed to. If he's doing what he's supposed to do, if he was drafted in the 5th, dude, this is our premier fucking guy. At least this is what he should be.
Is it Mark Robinson's season already, guys?
Yeah, 7th round pick.
How about the guy, the former walk-on, running back turned linebacker, 7th round pick? Now this is something that you shouldn't be surprised when Brian Flores joined our coaching staff. You see that hit that he fucking knocked the guy. I forgot who it was, but he knocked the guy as soon as he caught the ball past the fucking line of scrimmage and he caught it over. And then the way he's just reading run plays, I think this guy, honestly, he needs to play the whole game against the Lions. Let him see as much snaps as possible and see what you got in there. Because this guy, honestly, has looked way more impressive than Devin Bush. And I don't know how many snaps Devin Bush played again in the second game. Actually, I could pull up how many tackles he actually got. He did get 3 tackles this time around after not getting any. I think there was a line. It was like, you think Devin Bush gets over 1.5, and everyone was taking that under.
Hard on the under. I think it'll be good if he plays, especially to see him in more pass coverage. I think
we have honestly, I feel a lot more comfortable knowing how well Mark Robinson has came along, and especially in our depth now. And if Bush sucks, it's the same scenario. Like we have a rookie here who could be better. And I know the competition's always been between Robert Spillane and Bush, but you need depth in this league, and I'm glad that he is coming along. Apart from that though, the Jags were moving the ball up and down on us. I'm surprised they only had 15 points. You take away Mason Rudolph's his safety, it's only 13.
They're still on field goals.
I feel like they were constantly moving the ball up and down on us, and we weren't giving up points, which is surprising because for a little bit in there, Trevor Lawrence was really dissecting our defense, especially even when we had starters out there. We had guys like Cam Sutton and Witherspoon, and I think Minka had came out already, right? Minka only played a couple series with
He
TJ.
didn't play that much.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the focus right now is on quarterback, but I'm really starting to get worried about the defense now.
Yeah, they haven't looked good. They haven't looked dominant.
Yeah, especially because honestly, I think our run defense was even more flawed than our quarterback play last year, or our O-line play. And it seems like we haven't even got a lid on it at all. I know Cam Hayward hasn't played. Actually, he did dodge a serious injury I saw during practices leading up to this game, but I don't know, man. Maybe when you get TJ in there, you get Alex Highsmith in and Cam, it'll be a little bit different. And especially you pair Cam with Ogunjobi, and I know we have a lot of depth there with Alualu and Wormley.
Leal
got a sack. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, he looked good.
There was a handful of times where he was getting close to the quarterback, and everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's got to get a sack sometime," and he finally did. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can't really tell because we just have so many veterans on that defense. I don't think anyone sees the field till week 1. And if our O-line is not going to be average, we're going to have to depend on our D-line to at least keep us in games and allow us to start with decent field positions. But yeah, let's get into, I guess, what we could expect from this last game. If you guys have any thoughts right off, because I have some predictions here.
I have no idea what to expect from this last game. I can sit here and pretend like, oh, Kenny's gonna get so many amount of series, or Trubisky's gonna get whatever, but it's honestly up in the air. Like, I honestly thought I'd see more than 6 passes out of Kenny last week. And I'm pretty I'm hoping he plays a lot. I'm hoping we don't get Mason Rudolph for the entire second half.
My God.
Hope we see Chris Oladukin.
And I would love to see Chris Ola. Honestly, I'm be real. I think from the reports of how Tomlin completely chewed out the whole O line, and then apparently he singled out Kendrick Green. I think you do see the whole O line, or the would be starting O line get some burn. At least the whole first half. They're gonna play the whole first half. And Kendrick Green will not start the game. Kevin Dotson will. And I think Dotson only plays the first quarter.
I'll take
that. I don't know. I think, because if you look, I don't know how you put this though. Like, when it comes to the quarterback rotation, if you're Tomlin, you want it to be different, right? But you can't let Kenny start, and based on how he starts, let him earn the job like that. Because then at that point, if he's starting, do you really do Trubisky like that and let him come in second? Especially if this is a game where starters really don't play. I'm really interested to see how this goes. Because if Kenny starts, you're kind of implying that, okay, if Kenny starts and Trubisky doesn't play, then you're kind of implying that Trubisky has earned the week 1 job. You can't really just let Kenny win it like that and not give Trubisky another
yeah, he has to have
another game to answer back, right? Yeah, I mean, fuck, man.
I don't know, but then again, like, if week 1 he has a short lease, it doesn't really matter at that point. If he does, he's gonna have if he plays week 1, it's gonna be a short leash for him anyway.
I think you do let the starters play, actually, just for them to be able to continue to get some type of chemistry with Trubisky and let them go on series. And if they can't do anything, then Alman has something to go to base his assessment off who should start, at least on that. And then let Kenny play the rest of the first half.
I think going back to like week 1 and stuff, I think Trubisky finishes the game unless he gets injured. I think Trubisky finishes week 1.
Really, against the Bengals?
Imagine the home crowd if Trubisky is not getting it done and Kenny has a helmet that game. Oh my God. That week 2 game, home opener against the Patriots. Because the guys, the crowd, them Yinzers were booing Mason when he came in.
I mean, I hope
for the first preseason game. Imagine
if we see Pickett against the Patriots,
and they're getting booed.
If we see Pickett against the Patriots, I got to see Mac Jones up close and see what's up.
That old comparison, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, I would just start Pickett week 1. I don't really care anymore. Like, what's the whole point of the season for me is just see how he is. I don't care about making the playoffs, honestly. I'd rather just see him play.
You want to find out what we got now,
Like, what's the point of going 9-8 with Trubisky if we're just gonna, like, next year we're gonna put in Pickett anyway?
There's way too many like positions up in the air right now. Anyway, you're right. This year I think we're kind of punting. They're just calling it. Like, we're gonna see.
That's not the Steeler way we were talking about.
Who cares
we're going to the Super Bowl.
If we go 5-12, then fuck it. Like,
we go 5-12. Fuck it. We get the best O lineman in the draft, huh?
Is the standard really like just getting above 500? Is that really like the best we could do?
I don't know, because you don't see us going under.
I don't think that'll happen.
Under 400. You don't see us, but
no.
At the same time, too, going 9-8 with Trubisky sounds fucking miserable. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Would you rather go 9-8 with Pickett?
Well, yeah. At least I'm walking around with a Kenny Rookie of the Year, probably, because he'll probably throw for over 4,000 yards or some shit.
9-8 with Trubisky or 5-12 with Pickett.
Is Kenny throwing bombs, like racking up numbers that like you're confident for the next decade?
Just letting it rip.
Like, honestly, what's the point of going 9-8 and getting dicked by the Chiefs in the playoffs or the Bills?
Hey, then we can go to Kansas City, get some barbecue.
Barbecue,
cool.
motherfucker. I'm cool. Dude, I don't know what to think at this point. Because at one point, midway through camp, everyone was saying this is not really a competition. How many times did we see that? And I was starting to get pissed off. It's like, okay, did I started to feel like Mason Rudolph. Like, man, I was being misled. And next thing you know, there's a veteran quarterback getting signed. There's a rookie getting drafted in the first round. I thought Kenny had a shot. And then as soon as I was like, okay, I could deal with Trubisky starting the first few games. Like Kenny earned some mental reps from the sidelines. Now I'm reeling back, and it's like, okay, give Kenny a shot now. I don't care how terrible the O-line is. I think now after this discussion, I think I'd rather just fucking let Kenny go out there.
Let's see,
Even
like
if it is against fucking Cincinnati.
like week
At
1,
Cincinnati.
I'm not scared of the Bengals defense. I'm just more scared of their offense, honestly. Like, they'll blow us out just because of their offense, but their defense, I'm not scared of it.
I mean, what if we see Pickett and our offense has blowout potential? I mean, we still like no, I don't want to say, wasn't Burrows' line just complete garbage one year?
Yeah,
And
they
he
were trash, but Burrow was just an awesome player with a great receiving core.
Yeah, who says a quarterback can't be good around behind a terrible O-line? Ben led that terrible O-line to a Super Bowl.
I mean,
A
we saw Kenny
win,
make plays.
unlike Burrow. Burrow led his terrible O-line to a Super Bowl loss.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but
Who
I
says Kenny can't do the same? Would you say Kenny's more athletic than Joe Burrow?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Burrow could run. Burrow's just really big.
But did Burrow hit a fake slide like Kenny?
You want to know? You want a national championship? I would take the natty over a fake slide.
Fuck.
And then like week 2 against the Patriots, I think like that's evenly matched, quarterback for quarterback, defense for defense. Like, let's see if Kenny could go win the game. The Browns, I'm not scared of. The Jets, come on. And by then we'll have 4 games started with Pickett for the Bills and Buccaneers. Just let him fucking go, honestly.
Yeah, fuck it. We should just let it rip, dude.
It's
I'm
time.
convinced.
Because like
the
Yeah.
Colin. Let me say this real quick. Like Colin Howard, sir, we got to stop putting in the $5 table. We got to go to the $500 table and just fucking go all in.
yeah, like fuck it. Let's go 5-12 and see what.
Let's go 5.
I mean,
But
we either
like-
go. I think with Pickett, we either go 5-12 or 12-5. Is that's how it is, dude.
I think
It's-
we could go 8-9, honestly.
What's our
Let's
ceiling
do
with
this,
Pickett
though.
starting all year?
That's the thing, though. We could do this right now, actually, but I want us to be able to go through, a season prediction game by game, just like we did when the schedule first came out. But we can't do that because we don't know who our starter is.
That's true. I think
But, like-
we'll do it after week 1. After week 1, I think we'll have a good idea.
Or I don't know. I want to do it before we do.
Well,
a
if
week
they
one
name the starter,
intro. That's true. That's the thing, though.
honestly, but like,
Here's one thing, though. If Pickett gets the week 1 job, he has a way more likelihood keeping that for the remainder of the year than Trubisky does if he's the week 1 job.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
unless
that's one
Pickett's
thing.
throwing like 5 picks a game, then I think he's playing.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. But that's the thing. Kenny would have to be throwing 4 picks a game to get taken out. Meanwhile, Trubisky would have to throw like 1 pick and like have 3 and outs
Yeah.
for Kenny to come in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
'cause
let's get into that. What is your ceiling with Trubisky and our floor? And what is our ceiling with Pickett and our floor with Pickett? Who's
I
going
think
first?
ceiling with Pickett is 11-6.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I think 11-6. I think if he like really gets our offense to like or let's say hit its ceiling even with this line, I think we should be able to like stay in games and compete, and especially with our defense. I know we're not feeling so hot about it right now, but it's basically the same defense as last year. And even with some upgrades. So I think we should be able to stay in games. I think Pickett should be able to win us some games from the way he looks.
He has eyes.
And I think 11-6 is a ceiling. And I think we take an L in the first round because I just don't see us like beating any of the top dogs.
What if we have a home game in the wild card?
Then we're
And
probably
you
playing,
got
like, the Chargers.
a random team like the
gonna be playing-
Raiders coming to town.
They
I-
just fucked us up last year.
In my head, we're playing the fucking Chiefs or some shit, and they're gonna dig us down.
And in your head we're going into
Chargers, Chiefs,
Buffalo,
Raiders.
huh?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And then I guess
Fuck that.
our floor for Pickett, I would say, is like 5-12. I don't see us. I don't see him looking terrible. I do think the biggest criticism is gonna be like our line is dog shit, and that kind of worries me. Like if our offense completely fails to launch, it's gonna be because of our line just being that bad and not letting us get our run going and giving Pickett zero time in the pocket and not giving us time for development of plays and stuff. So I think 5 games. I think we're gonna win. The obvious games, right? And I think he'll even pull one out against a top dog sort of team if we catch him on a bad day. But I just don't see us like really competing at a high level, like if we are hitting that floor. But I would say 5-12 is still a respectable season for a rookie.
Yeah, I would take that, and then we just draft the line for him the next year.
Exactly.
And then you just completely flip it around, huh?
Pretty much.
What about the ceiling and floor with Trubisky?
Trubisky, honestly, I think the ceiling might be a little bit lower than if like Kenny's just going off.
Is this it with Kenny, and then this is it with Trubisky? Huh?
Pretty much, like
Exactly.
7 wins is the floor and 10 wins is the ceiling,
Yeah.
and it'll probably end up at 8 and 9.
I'd say the floor is the same with both quarterbacks, but the ceiling's a little higher with Kenny. I'd say the floor is about 7 wins. With both, the ceiling is 9 with Trubisky, and it's 11 with Kenny.
By your logic, then we just start Kenny, which I would.
Yeah. Yeah, because then there's literally no downside to Kenny.
Just knowing our history and how we play, we're gonna split with whoever's in our division, with all our division games. Maybe not the Bengals. We'll see though. Some people are terrified of the Bengals. I personally think that there's no way they sweep us again, like last year. We're gonna sweep the Browns, fuck Cleveland, and Baltimore goes. It's always a surprise. It's always a toss up. I mean, we swept in the last 2 years, so I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we get swept. But
I mean,
division's always a toss up. Like 3-3 at the division, you put that there. You got games like Atlanta. You got games like New York. I don't know how to. I don't really think about like the Eagles or the Dolphins. I think I put them on the same tier.
I'm not scared of the Panthers.
Not scared of the Saints. The Panthers or the Patriots could go either way. It's just games like Buffalo and the Buccaneers, but I don't know. Do you like? What do you think of the Tom Brady situation right now? Though, is his heart in it? This guy just took like 2 weeks off of camp, and this is so unlike him.
He does not need to show up to camp, honestly.
Tom Brady could come off of 3 months and still probably
show up
our ass.
Field.
No, his heart's not in it anymore. He's gonna come into Pittsburgh, and he's not gonna know what hit him.
That's gonna be the opposite. He's gonna wake up in Pittsburgh. He's gonna show up and
he's gonna be like, "Shit, who we playing today?"
All that shit's gonna come back, man.
But yeah, I just think there's a few gimmies on the schedule, and then there's the obvious games that we're gonna split, and then there's games that it's like maybe our defense is gonna give us a shot at this game. And that could be the Buccaneers game, the Bills game, and the Bengals games, and the Raiders game too. There's a handful of playoff teams, from last year on our schedule, and I don't know, those are gonna be the matches I'm really gonna be looking forward to. And who knows, man? I'd say just start Kenny at this point. That's the conclusion we've drawn to, guys.
So far, we've been pretty good. Like with all of our calls for the team, like our draft was fucking spot on. I mean, I feel pretty.
Kenny and fucking
Pickens.
And Pickens, those first 2 picks, like spot on. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's just ride out with Pickett.
I'm down. I'm ready.
I have my jersey. I know. I already know. Like. I'm not gonna have my Kenny jersey on if he's not playing, and as soon as he plays, it's just gonna roll out of one of my sleeves and be like, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, and then the Kenny jersey's gonna be coming on.
Let me put it to you like this: there's no doubt in my mind that we don't see Kenny starting in Miami.
Week 7?
Oh yeah.
That's week 7,
Yeah.
right?
There's like one scenario that would piss me off is if like Trubisky starts week 1, like we lose respectively, and then all of a sudden we're like 3-1 against the Bills, and then we have to ride him out until he's under 500.
That'd be pretty fucking frustrating, yeah.
Like we lose to the Bills and the Buccaneers.
If we're winning, I don't care less, dude. At the end of the day, like I love rooting for players, but team first, man. And if Trubisky's winning his games, then fuck it, man.
I
It's
guess
kind of,
for me,
Huh?
the team first is like more so of the next 5 years rather than.
oh yeah, especially
Yeah,
like
you put
when
it like that, then you want to see Kenny get
Like I don't
after it
think
right
we're
away.
winning a Super Bowl this year unless Kenny's like like Joe Burrow last year. But even Joe
How
Burrow took a year.
Exactly.
how long is your expected rebuild, bud?
Well, we go 5-12. We get the best alignment next year in the first,
And we're
second, and third
back in
round.
it.
I would say 3 years. I would say maybe 4 years.
If Kenny's not playing like Mahomes or Allen in the AFC Championship game on his rookie contract, then this was
I would love to see like Kenny versus Trevor Lawrence in the AFC Championship next year.
Trevor Lawrence. Dick, what the fuck? I'd want to see him.
Do
Go
you think
against Josh Allen.
do you think Kenny's already better than Trevor Lawrence?
No.
He made some more impressive throws, but we haven't seen enough of Kenny.
Because I'm
Well,
just trying to think back to how many like random quarterbacks they put above ours, like when they ranked the AFC quarterbacks, and it's like we're right there on the bottom with like Zach Wilson and Davis Mills on the Texans.
I mean, to be fair, like we haven't seen these guys play.
That's true.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us, guys. Kenny Pickett starting week 1. You've heard it here on the Steel Factory podcast. We're trying to give away our sources. That's why we had this big random discussion. But yeah, we have an inside source saying Kenny's starting. That'll do it for us today, guys. Any closing thought? Any closing remarks?
My inside source is Mike Tomlin at Steelers.com.
Coach
Did you
T
email him
at
directly?
Steelers. Oh my god. But yeah, that'll do it for us, guys. Peace out.